Hey guys, we're back. It's the Mad Moody's again,
Yeah.
Nathaniel and McKester.
Hi.
Um, this is gonna be a tough video. Um, the ones that know our family know that my grandmother, who was pretty much the one that our whole family revolved around her, passed away this past week, and it's still in shock. Really, it's almost like I know she's gone, but it still doesn't seem real. And we wanted to do this video in honor of her. She has always been the kind of the backbone of our family, I guess. She's the one that's kind of, if we ever got together, it was with her. She was the one that got us all together and had always been there for us. And like I said, this is really hard. And I will go ahead and get this out of the way and say something funny, because I know I've got a lot of family that will watch this video. That yes, out of all of Mamaw's grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren, I was her favorite.
More than Chloe.
Yes, sadly, I'm Mamaw's favorite. I'm just playing. She told me one time, she said, whatever grandchild needed me the most, that's who was my favorite at that time. Well, I need her. So I guess that makes me her favorite.
Yeah.
She's always been there for me. This past year, I would have to go to the doctor, and so many times she would take me, even though I knew she was kind of tired and wasn't feeling well. If I couldn't drive myself, she made sure to get me over there. She'd call me every few days if I hadn't been over there to see her. She'd call me and make sure I was okay, and I've learned she missed a lot of the little stuff that maybe you didn't think much about. I'm gonna miss those phone calls. She'd always ask me, how you feeling? I'd tell her, I'm feeling good, Mamaw. And I'd hear, well, praise the Lord. She was a good Christian woman. Die-hard Alabama fan. And you didn't mess with them grandbabies either. Because if you did, she could turn mean real quick. I've seen her do it. Especially over me. That's why I always say that I was her favorite. She loved to fish. And this is when I knew I was Mamaw's favorite.
You talking about the video about being Mama's favorite?
Pretty much. I mean, it helps me. A few months ago, me and my uncle were in revival in Alabaster, Alabama. And Mama loves to fish. So while we was out there, she was with my cousin and her family, and they was out fishing on the lake. Well, something happened to where I was having issues with my surgery. She stopped fishing and drove almost an hour just to come check on me. I don't think she's done that for any of the other kids or grandkids. But this is something we want to do in memory of her.
You've got plenty of stories to tell on her.
You do too. You start. My cousin Judson. It was me, my grandmother, my cousin Judson, his brother, my other cousin Brant, me, and my brother Chaston. And we ended up getting in a car accident. Well, me and Judson, we're only 5 days apart. I'm 5 days older than he is. And he hit his head. I mean, pretty bad. Had a concussion and everything. Well, he was 12 years old, and he had to ride in an ambulance by himself because I was too scared to ride in the cop car by myself. So Mamaw had to ride with me instead of my cousin Judson, who had a concussion and hurt his head. That explains a lot, though.
Poor Judson. Hat story?
Hat? I can't remember. Oh, the Tennessee hat?
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. Y'all know I said she's a big Alabama fan. There's a brother in our church in Kokomo, Indiana, who's a big Tennessee fan. They'd all went fishing, and he had a brand new hat and a brand new jacket that he just bought, both Tennessee. He put that Tennessee hat on my mother. Somebody's calling.
I'll call him back later.
Okay. He put a Tennessee hat on Mamaw's head. Mamaw never missed a beat. She grabbed his hat and she grabbed his new jacket and threw it in the middle of the lake. And it sunk straight down to the bottom. They never could get the hat and jacket back.
What'd she say to your dad about food?
Oh, yeah. Now, my dad's a Tennessee fan. But he knew not to mess with Mamaw. Well, he tried once. Alabama and Tennessee was going to play one day, and this has been years ago. He come in, he's wearing a Tennessee shirt and everything. He starts saying something, and my grandmother was cooking. And she just looked at him and said, "Ronnie," said, "what are you planning on eating today?" He got quiet real quick. Because you don't do anything to make Mamaw not cook for you. She was way too good of a cook. We lived with her for a long time. Me and my parents to kind of help her out as she got up in age. She was 90 years old. I don't know if I said that a while ago, but we lived with her for a while. And every morning I would wake up and I'd smell it. Homemade biscuits and gravy. And I'm talking about regular gravy and chocolate gravy. And if you've ever had real chocolate gravy, now it's not chocolate syrup. It is chocolate gravy. It is just like regular gravy, just with cocoa. That is some of the best stuff you'll ever put in your mouth. That was awesome. And it was homemade, made from scratch biscuits. She did not do canned biscuits. Nothing wrong with canned biscuits. My wife does them, and they're amazing. I mean, canned biscuits, you can
I do frozen biscuits later.
Frozen biscuits, same thing.
I make canned biscuits into donuts.
Okay. But there's nothing like homemade, though. Made from scratch.
No.
Oh, she did so good. Now, my wife's a good cook, too, but my Mamaw, I think she's okay with this. I hope she is.
I'm fine.
Mamaw's my favorite cook. But she's a close second.
Thank you. Okay. Good way of phrasing it. Up the time the chair tipped over.
That day, I don't think I was her favorite. Mamaw's word, like if she gets upset with somebody, she will call you a stupid idiot. That's what she always said. I've only had her call me that one time. And it was deserving. We were all over there. It was me, my brother, my sister, and 3 of my cousins. She was watching us. We was pretty young. And Mamaw is so short. Now, she's shorter than I am, and I'm 5 foot. Mamaw is so short that she would have to jump, reach over in midair, grab her recliner, and pop it open to get her feet up.
So she got her new recliner.
Yeah. Well, one day we were over there, and it was just her and us 6 grandkids. She missed. Very badly. She flipped the recliner over. We walk in there. Most of us
Let me
were
sit
in
back, because I look so much bigger than you.
Well, you're taller than me.
Great. There we go.
That's
there we
better.
go. That's much better.
That's better.
Ignore the orange dress in the corner. I'm not a Tennessee fan.
Yeah, that's a Tennessee dress. My mom come back and haunt her.
That's not a Tennessee dress. It's just orange, and it was on clearance.
It looks like a Tennessee dress.
Just a video.
Okay, well, what story was we talking?
The chair.
Okay. Well, she went to go back in her chair and she missed. Next thing we know, it flips over in the corner of the room. I walk in there, and my first thought, because her feet are straight up in the air, my first thought was the commercial where the little old lady falls out of the bed and she's hollering, "Help, I've fallen and I can't get up." And I start laughing. I mean, I'm laughing so hard I'm nearly crying. And she's trying to get us kids to help her up. And Everybody but my brother we're laughing too hard to do anything. And the whole time she's looking at us saying, "You stupid idiots, and help me up." Finally, Chasten helped her up, and I had to walk out because every time I looked at her, I started laughing again. She was upset with us that day. You got any stories?
Let's see. Didn't she one time almost get picked up by the wind?
Oh, yeah, during that tornado. We were in Indiana, and we had been to one of the theme parks out there, and they had talked about it being severe weather all day. Why in the world we went that day, knowing that the storms were coming through? I don't know, but we did. Well, on our way back, tornado drops. And we hear the sirens and everything going off. Well, we had two vehicles. In one vehicle, it was me and my siblings and my parents and my grandmother. The other was the rest of our family. Well, they had actually stopped at a gas station, or at a restaurant to get some fries. Quit that. I actually remember the restaurant. It was Central Park. You don't see those much anymore. But they stopped to get something, and the sirens start going off. Mamaw gets out of the car and is trying to get their attention, letting them know a tornado's hit. When she does, the wind literally is picking her up off the ground. My dad, now my grandmother, like I said, she's shorter than I am, and I'm 5 foot. And goodness, she definitely wouldn't even weigh over 100 pounds. But Dad is literally having to reach over because he was driving. He was reaching over trying to pull her back into the car. Thankfully, we get back in the car and managed to outrun the tornado that was behind us. That was an interesting day. My brother slept through the whole thing. I wish I did. I was scared to death.
Any sweet stories on Mamaw?
They're all sweet and funny.
How many surgeries did she go to yours? I
Very.
feel like I'm interviewing
you. There's very few surgeries that she didn't go to. I've had almost 30, and she's been there for probably about 90% of them. And I'm not just talking about here in town, close to the house. She would go plumb to Lexington, Kentucky to the Shriners with me, Mom, and Dad. And she would sit by that bedside while I was in the hospital. I'd get phone calls. Oh, and if she couldn't make the surgery, it really tore her up. She would be calling me the whole time, making sure I'm okay. As soon as I got out of the surgery, I had to call McKesta. Then I had to call Mamaw, and if I didn't, I was in trouble. But she just wanted to make sure I come through my surgery. Okay. I'm gonna miss her.
Now, how long ago was it your papa died?
He passed away 51 years ago. And we asked Mamaw one day, said, "Mamaw, why did you never remarry?" 51 years. She was 39 when he passed away. Because he passed away at 40, and he'd be 91 this year. And we asked her why she never remarried. She told me, she said, when you've had the best, why would you want anything else? The love that she has for my papa is something that I feel like I have with McKesta. And
she fed so many people.
Yes,
and she almost thanks to Mama, I almost didn't fit in my wedding dress. Yeah. She stuffed me like a turkey. She always, when we get over the house, "Are you hungry? I've got such and such in the refrigerator. I've got some biscuits in the freezer, some gravy."
Yeah.
Fix a plate. "Did you get enough? Make sure you eat enough." She had to feed everybody. That was her mission in life, was to feed everybody. She loved everybody.
Talked to a lot of people this week since she's passed. My grandfather, he used to be he was a minister before he passed away, and he pastored a lot of our churches. We have an assembly of churches. And I've had so many people would come, they'd talk about my papa being their pastor. And they'd go over to Mamaw and Papa's house. Mamaw would cook everybody dinner, make sure they's taken care of, like McKesty was saying.
Sometimes she'd wonder if they had enough. They always had enough.
Yeah. I will tell one funny story on her. She was very mischievous. There was a Brother Ben Carter. Sister Louise was there today. That's Brother Ben's wife. They said that, I can't remember where Mamaw and Papa were pastor at, or Papa was pastor at, right? Where Mamaw and Papa lived. Say that right. But Brother Ben was there, and she asked him, said, Ben, how do you like your eggs? He said, oh, anyway, it's fine. She walked over to the refrigerator, grabbed an egg out of the carton, and just set it on his plate and said, here you go.
Yeah.
Then, of course, she fixed it, but, oh, she was so fun to be around.
And bless her, she put up with your uncles.
Yeah. I don't see how she did that.
I won't say a thing about your mother.
I really don't see how she did that.
No.
I'm kidding.
And I never got to meet your Aunt Paula.
Yeah.
So she's with your papa?
Yeah.
Her daughter? Jeez. Okay, I thought it'd be hard for you.
I said I'm still kind of in shock.
Yeah. It's kind of hard. I walk in the house and I keep. If I don't make myself, I will look into the, what's it, den?
Yeah.
I get the den and living room mixed up. Where she'd be sitting in her chair, I'd always have to peek in to see if she was in there.
Yeah.
And if I don't watch it, I still do. But she'd get so tickled at us. Because we play fight
Mm-hmm.
and bicker all the time. And she'd sit there laughing at us. She'd go, ooh, Nathaniel. She's going to get him, McKesty. Get him.
Yeah.
Get him. Ooh.
Tell them the
I'm
story
going to miss
about.
that.
Tell them the story about how when you were still living in Texas and I had you, Mamaw, and Mom mad at me. That was not a good combination.
I was talking to him on the phone, and all of a sudden I hear a crash, and he acted like he fell. Well, it didn't take him long to admit he was a joke. Got me, his mother, and Mamaw mad at him.
I forgot that my Mamaw was standing in front of me when I did it. It scared her too.
But
She's upset with me.
yeah, she done. She told him, even before I married Nathaniel, she always treated me like one of her grandbabies, because I was one of her grandbabies. My family was her family. My mom and dad was her family. My brothers. Family of mine she never even met was her family too. Everybody was her family.
Yeah.
And that dog. One last funny one. Oh, actually, no. Another one comes to mind. One last funny one. That dog, his mother's dog, Mindy. I don't know what he's gonna do either. He was jealous over Mamaw. He was jealous. He's jealous over his dad. But he'd get real jealous over his Mamaw. You'd go up to her and she'd be sitting in her chair, standing up. You can hug her. Though not too long. He wasn't too happy with that. But if you started hugging her while she was sitting in her chair, he'd bark. He'd even growl. He almost bit me one time.
That was
Boy,
funny.
he was jealous over Mamaw.
That was funny.
And
I
the
wish
other,
he would have bit you just so I could get a good laugh.
that's I
No.
didn't want him to bite me.
Not hurt you, but just kind of nip you a little bit. I would have laughed.
No, I would have give his nose a tap if he bit me.
Okay.
But yeah, and his Mamaw, like I said, she was mischievous. She was pretty. She wasn't too mischievous with me too much. She most after about what first couple of years.
Yeah.
She started taking my side
Yeah.
with everything.
I know.
She knows how he is. She started taking my side. Like I said, she trying to figure it. I'm trying to make her sound just like she did. Ooh, Nathaniel. And I love spicy food. And Nathaniel, I'm starting to get him more into eating spicier food because I love spicy. And his dad had given me a jalapeno, and I was like, I'll eat it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I was like, I'll eat it. And, I could take the heat, but, I've never eaten a jalapeno just by itself. I'd ate it with some bites of food. And, eating a meal, you drink your drink, and you have to get it refilled. Drink your water. Well, he kept looking at me and kept looking at him. She did. She was just grinning. I walked up to get me some water. I see her out of the corner of my eye. I go, watch her.
Yeah.
Just get some water. What did she say?
She's like, it's too hot for her or something along those lines.
Watch her. Yeah, I'm like, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that, Mamaw. Can you think of anything else?
I can't. When I tell you, everyone in my family is sure gonna miss Grandmama.
Even the littlest ones.
14 grandkids. Somebody said 24 great grandkids. And six great grandkids.
What I name? I do know she had great. But
Yeah.
Lord. Yep. She
pretty much helped raise all of us.
She raised her family to believe in God.
Yes.
Some of us wishes we could be a little bit more like Mamaw. Margaret Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
It was told during her funeral there was no generation gap.
There wasn't.
She could connect with anybody, any age.
Yeah.
Her age, children, teenagers. It was just, Mamaw just was for everybody.
She even got TikTok famous.
Well, a few views anyway.
And YouTube famous.
Okay, we can't share that video though.
I know, but it's still funny.
And she got mad at that woman for breaking in line when they were waiting on gas during the gas shortage.
Yes. That one.
I really wasn't surprised about her
That
hollering
was
at that
funny.
woman. But she, like I said, she was a good Christian woman. She just, she's a feisty Christian woman. All of my favorite ladies, Christian ladies, are feisty.
Yeah.
She was, I have another grandmother in heaven. I told her, at my last conversation with her, I was telling her, Mamaw, I said, my grandma and my granny's in heaven. I said, and we have his Mamaw Shirley on his dad's side, and that's my other grandmother. But I said, they're in heaven, and now I have you. And that was my last actual conversation with her before she passed. And now I have 3 grandmothers in heaven.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I cried more than you did. You said it was going to be hard, but I think I cried more.
It's tough. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And I'm gonna get a few pictures. So this hopefully won't be the end of the video, because I have hopefully a couple of pictures and a very funny video of me, her, and the dog. Alright, so, but until then, till you see us next time, like and subscribe.
Alright.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm off. Okay, bye. I'm home. Wait. Hey, Mamaw. I'll do it one more time. Bye, Benji. Hey.
Now go give her a hug. See what he does.
He might bite me.
I can only hope.
Almost scared. My Mamaw.
He just growled at her.